pharmacy. I obviously am not at work today. Yay. Hanging out at home, but I had a very special interview today with a very special lady who has changed her life. And I know you guys know this. If you know me, you know that I'm the weirdest pharmacist in the world because I would be happier helping you to come off medicine as opposed to having to stay on it. So when I heard her story this week, I got very inspired, so I wanted to share it with you. So without further ado, here we go and enjoy.
I keep coming.
All right, so this is recording. This is Jamie with Rock Creek Pharmacy. This is our next episode of the Diabetes Corner. And I have a special guest on today, Miss Kim Decker, who I got the pleasure to meet earlier this week when she came in for a wellness screening, and she told me a little bit of her story. I'm always big about, I'm kind of the weirdest pharmacist in the world because I'd rather have you off meds than on meds. And
Right.
her story really inspired me. So, Kim, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me. I do appreciate you and what you do as well, getting the information out there. My name is Kim Decker. Like you said, I'm 56 years old. I am married. I'll be married 35 years this August. I have two beautiful girls. Carly is 29 and Jesse is 25. Carly's married, and we just had our first grandson about 4 months ago.
Oh,
And so, really excited. Thank you. His name is Matthias. And, people say all the time about how becoming a grandparent is just different kind of love, and it truly is. I
really
live in
cool
Concord.
name, too.
Thank you.
Matthias.
Yeah, it's
That's so,
Matthias from the Bible.
oh my God,
Um,
wonderful.
he is the disciple that took Judas's place. And
I
my
didn't know that.
my daughter's husband has loved the name since he was 13. She fell in love with it, so that's their first son, and his name's Matthias. I'm an educator. I'm a reading coach at Concord Elementary. I've been an educator for over 32 years, and I'm excited, but it's bittersweet to say that I am retiring effectively June 1 this year so that I can stay home and hang out with my husband, who's been retired from the military about 6 or 7 years, and help take care of the grandson and just,
Oh,
enjoy the new era of my life. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
girl, that is so special. I mean, and now that you have, you're at this place in your life, you also are at another place in your life. You're telling me a little bit about some changes that you have
Yes.
made health wise, and all of it was due to a couple of events. So tell us a little bit about what caused you to make these health changes.
Okay. Well, when our insurance started the wellness screening process, I cannot remember the year it started, but I do know in 2015 when well, it was probably before then, my first wellness screening when I had the finger prick and they ran my numbers, my triglycerides were over 1,000
Oh my gosh.
over, and I'm just, that is not an exaggeration. I just remember it being like 1,000 and something. And I remember the nurse saying, I can't believe you were walking around with that number. And
I know.
I was oblivious. I didn't know anything about triglycerides, nothing. So, of course, they recommend that you go to the doctor and get some care taken care of. So I found a primary doctor that I've been with ever since at St. Vincent's, and immediately, of course, I was put on medications. I remember, I think it's fenofibrate.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
one. There was another one, but it was just medicines to help me fix it. And so I started those medications, um, and my numbers just kept going up and down. I tried dieting, I did Weight Watchers, I did other couple of diets, but I don't think I truly made up my mind that I was going to stick with the diet and go with it. It was just like ebb and flows. Did a little good here and did that, but I still ate processed foods. I still drank Diet Cokes because, the dietitian said you can have all the Diet Cokes you want. It's not going to hurt you. So my numbers, they were up and down. Like I've got a number 5 of 15, 496. And then 3 months later, it went down to 170. And then it went down 2 months later, 169. But then the next year in January, it went back up to 219. And then, so I'm seeing the doctor every 3 months, and then he releases me for 6 months. So then in July, it was 913.
Oh
And
my
so it's
gosh.
up and down, up and down. November of 22, it was 806. Then October of 23, it was 477. And then November of 23, well, no, let's go back. October of 23, it was 477.
Oh my Lord.
And my mother had just had a heart attack. My mother is very severely diabetic. She has to have insulin. She has neuropathy. She, of course, had the heart attack. She was on a vent. We almost lost her. And I just got to thinking, I've got to take this more seriously. So what I did was I asked my doctor, I said, will you run an A1C test? I just want to see where that number is. Because if my triglycerides are up and down on medicine and I'm trying to eat healthier, but I really don't think I knew what that meant,
Mhm.
really. I said, I really want to get to the bottom of this. So in October of 23, my A1C results came back 7.3.
So you never
And
would have even known if you hadn't asked him.
no, because it wasn't common procedure to run it. When he ran my um,
Wow.
panel, he would run my cholesterol, my sugar. My sugar ran high, but not astronomically high. My triglycerides, that was the main focus, was my triglycerides, getting them under control. So when I reached out and asked for that, they did it. And so the very next month I went back and he ran it again and it was 7.2. And he said, okay, we're going to start looking. He said, I'm going to see you differently. And it kind of hurt my feelings, but yet it was another wake up call. He's like, you are now diabetic. You have the numbers that show it. It runs in your family. I'm going to treat you as that. And we're gonna make the difference.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to, tackle this. Well, of course, I left devastated from the doctor. Called my husband. I said, well, I'm not diabetic and I don't want to be here because I've watched my mom suffer for so many years. And I didn't mention that she is legally blind and she has shots in her eyes
Oh my
to help
gosh.
her hear. My grandmother, her mother was diabetic. So it runs in the family. My
Mm-hmm.
dad's side of the family, there's diabetes. And I have two young daughters. I'm fairly young, and I have a grandson.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I've got to take control of this. Has it been perfect? Has it been easy? No. But I had to make some changes. So the numbers scared me and made me wake up, and my mother's heart attack, especially when she was on a ventilator and they were deciding whether to continue the vent or take
Mm-hmm.
her off. And she was unresponsive. So she's great now and she's doing better, but she still has diabetes and still suffers from all the pieces. I
Right.
don't want to be like that. I don't want to be dependent on others.
Well, I think that is definitely, it sounds like with what happened to your mom, that was a huge, huge wake up call for you.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about like what changes you made.
Okay. Well, backing up first to being diagnosed with diabetes, I didn't start medications in October or no, I think it was November of the year when he's, 23, immediately medicines, metformin, 500 milligrams a day, losartan, 25 milligrams a day, Jardiance, 25 milligrams a day, Manjaro. I started at the 2.5 and went up through time to 7.5. So I was just thrown at medicines,
Mhm.
Visepa for the triglycerides. So I started with medicines and I thought, I don't want to be on medication for the rest of my life like my mom. I don't want to have to take insulin. So I immediately cold turkeyed all my favorites: candy, potato chips, French fries, popcorn, um, Diet Cokes, Subway. Subway's great. It seems healthy, but that ultra processed lunch meat, my body and the bread couldn't take it. So I shouldn't say anything bad about Subway. Subway's got great choices. But
Mhm.
for me, I cut out bread, I cut out pasta. I really went cold turkey to make sure that I could get clean from the inside out first.
Mhm.
And then my goal was to add pieces back that I knew I could do. But a year later, I really haven't added the highly ultra processed food. I don't do potato chips. Oh, I crave them. French fries is a weakness. Oh, I crave them. So I'm not here to say I've got it all figured out. It's still hard,
Mhm.
but I choose to be healthy for myself and my grandchild and my family over that immediate satisfaction that's going to make me sick,
I
you
love.
know? And I'll tell you something. So I was at the beach with my husband. We were at the beach, and my sister-in-law called me and said, "Your mom's at the hospital. She's unresponsive, and we're making our way there."
Mhm.
Okay, so we found out they put her on a vent. She had a heart attack. So I'm in Destin, Florida. My husband, we book a flight, and I'm immediately on the airplane headed to Orlando, where my mom is.
Mhm.
But I was so upset that I ate a Wendy's cheeseburger and French fries. I went straight to comfort food.
Mhm.
I got to Orlando. I was sick as a dog for 5 days after eating those two things. Loved them in the moment, but the after effects and the consequences of eating what I was craving did me no good.
Right.
So diet has been a huge thing. I no longer take metformin. I no longer take lorsaltins. What is it?
Losartan.
Losartan, Jardiance. I'm on a maintenance dose of Monjaro of 2.5.
Uh-huh.
That is going to be probably coming off soon. I don't take the Visepa anymore. I just take vitamins and yeah, vitamins and supplements. My next big feat is the exercise. I do a little, but not enough. I had started that, and then that has been the hard part right now. But my numbers look great
Tell us a little bit about your
now.
numbers. What's happened?
Okay, so 11/24, my last doctor's visit, and I go back in May. My last doctor's visit, my triglyceride was 76.
Holy cow.
Yeah. My A1C results was 5.1. My sugar was below 100, and I've lost about 75 pounds.
Girl.
Yeah. And I do say that probably the Manjaro helped a little bit, but I was already dropping it before I started it because I was determined. I knew weight was an issue as well,
Mhm.
not only my food, but my weight. And so I knew that I had to drop the weight, eat healthier, and exercise. And I'm working on the exercise. I'm not quite there. But my go tos are yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, berries, nuts, chicken, green veggies. Those are my go to foods. And honestly, when I'm craving a sweet, I do yogurt and blueberries, frozen blueberries, mix it up. with a
Mhm.
little chia seeds, and it's like ice cream to me.
That is amazing, girl. I
It's been
mean,
crazy. Yep.
so we've got to wrap it up because it's
Yes.
getting to be close to time. But
Okay.
tell, just share, kind of share with this group your message to them,
Okay.
your hopeful
My
message.
message. I wrote a couple of notes down because been a little nervous, but it is okay to mess up.
Hmm.
You get grace for yourself. You have to give yourself grace. A mess up doesn't mean failure. It doesn't mean um, might as well give up because life happens. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. We got to learn from those. So if we mess up, we just give ourselves some grace and say, you know what? It's okay. I have the next meal. I have the next little bit of time to exercise, whatever. So don't give up. Give yourself some grace. It's okay to mess up. You're worth the fight. You're worth
Oh.
the fight. Your family and friends love you, and they want you to be happy and healthy for a fulfilling life.
Hmm.
Life is precious. We got to enjoy it while we can. We're not promised tomorrow. Don't believe the lie that you can't do it. You can.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Kim, thank you so much for coming
Absolutely.
on here and sharing this. Like, this has inspired me because we just got in that conversation before we came on recording about some of the things that like the candy and things like that. And I know that I did really well for a while, but then in October, I kind of slipped and I've
Yeah.
started to do better. And you're just inspiring me to continue to do better.
Well, I
So,
appreciate it. It's been a little over a year, no candy in my mouth, and that is the truth.
and you feel
I
better.
see it every day at work, but when I go and I look at my friends eating it, I go, nope, it's not worth it. I'm not going to do it. So, yeah, I do appreciate you, and I'll keep you posted on my journey. And
Please do.
yeah, absolutely. I go back in May to the doctor, so I'll send you my numbers so you can kind of update people. So,
All right, girl. Well, thank you so much for
thank
being on.
you. I
And
appreciate you so much.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you and stay healthy. Continue to do
All
what you're
right.
doing and inspiring, okay?
All right. Thank you so much. See you later. Bye bye.
Bye.
So I want to say a special thank you to Miss Kim today for coming on and talking with me and sharing her story with all of us. It's such an inspiration. Oftentimes, just like she talked about, we have the gloom and doom of walking out of the doctor's office with the diagnosis and the fear of what is next. And her story shows us all that, hey, we can take this back, we can take our lives back. Please share this with others. Please share this with your friends on Facebook, YouTube, and we just want to make everyone understand that you can take this back, and you can oftentimes be able to change your life to where you don't have to take any medicine anymore. Watching her come off those meds was really inspiring. Um, Thank you again. If you have any questions, or if you will also want to share a story of your personal triumph with diabetes or any disease state, just comment in the feed, or give us a call at the pharmacy, and we will have you on the next episode. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, guys. Stay healthy.